in the defining a structure and different resources for their dynamic institutionalization for their framing and its growth and its orientation of the society which have literal of the ecologically balance which have different responsibility and institutionalization for the different coordination and mindset of the people which have literal of the ecologically and prosperity for their institutionalization and its framing part of the approach which have different comprehensive advantage and its resources about neutralization in its prosperity. It is the different responsible and it's associated for their neutralization and its growth and its orientation for their socialization which have effective and its transformation for their ideologically responsibility and it's growing for their lateral and its ecologically prosperity for their different responsible and its prosperous for the desirable and institutionalization for their framing and its part of the approach which have different comprehensive advantage and its resources about how to neutralize and its evolutionary for their dynamic institutionalization and its framing for the different responsibility and its associated for their growth orientation. It is the timing and its framing for their neutralization and its growth orientation and socialization for their framing and institutionalization for their gradually responsibility and institutionalization for the different responsibility and its growth and its balance for the different ecologically prosperity which have the comprehensive advantage not only the not only the ruler level but also the urban level and the international level which is the association and different comprehensive transformation of technology and institutionalization for the institutionalization of the financial stability and it's growing for the dynamic structural and its resources. It is the comprehensive and its ecologically prosperity which have the growth and its balance for their lateral of the sociological advantage which have different dynamic institutionalization and its framing and its part of the approach which have different ecologically prosperity institutionalization and its different data and its fragmentation and its aesthetic working capacity for their association and its working for their desirable approach. We have just tried to evaluate and thinking about different role in its regulation for their defining institutionalization and its framing for their gradually responsibility. But I will just try to evolving and improving myself the communication skills and different level of the words which comes in my mind in daily approach when I try to experience the words and elaborates the different say articles that I will improve my communication skills in different prosperity and approach about the comprehensive and its institutionalization for their framing and it's growing for their lateral and its ecologically prosperity for their deficiency of the transformation. If the different phenomena and institutionalization for their growth and its orientation for their socialization and its effective part of the approach which have the socialization and its gradually reformation and its ecologically prosperity for their deficiency of their transformation which have comprehensive advantage and resources. It is the dynamic institutionalization and its framing and its growth and its orientation, the socialization and its effective part of the approach and different referendums of the society which have ecologically and its prosperity for their institutionalization and its gradually responsibility which have the efficiency and transformation for their ecologically and its balance for their different regulatory of the transformation. If I consider about different transformation in its ecologically prosperity for their institutionalization in its framing part of the approach in different responsibility like the fiscal deficit and its capacity of work the revenue and expenditure of the government which is lateral of the involvement and different coordination and intercept and consolidate for their integration of financially crucially for their approach and its inclusivity for their different responsibility. It is the comprehensive advantage and its resources about different level of the ecologically prosperity for their institutionalization and its growth and its balance for their lateral of the ecologically balance which have different responsibility and institutionalization for the framing, and it's growing for their challenges and its working capacity of the deficiency of the transformation. It is ecologically balanced and it's a different responsibility for their growth, and it's literal of the society which have inclusivity and challenges for their referendums, and it's ecologically balanced the prosperity and institutionalization for their framing and its growth and its orientation of the society. It is different growth and its orientation of the society which have inclusivity for the challenges, and its referendums for their ecologically balance and different responsibility.